It was supposed to be a night of celebration. June 6, 1992. Springfield, Missouri. A warm summer evening, thick with laughter, high school dreams, and the scent of graduation flowers. 3 women, 1 home, and a mystery that would outlive them all. The day began like any other milestone day. 19-year-old Suzie Streeter and her best friend Stacy McCall, 18, were fresh out of high school. They'd walked across the stage at Kickapoo High, tossed their caps into the air, and posed for photographs that should have marked the beginning of everything. They had plans that night: graduation parties, pizza, and whispered futures. Suzie, blonde and strong-willed, planned to enroll in cosmetology school. Stacy, with her easy smile, dreamed of becoming a nurse. They were daughters, sisters, friends. And standing proudly behind them in every photo was Suzie's mother, Sherrill Levitt, a 47-year-old single mom and hairdresser known for her kindness and quiet determination. That night, Sherrill worked late at her salon. She told her co-workers she couldn't wait to get home, relax, and see her daughter. It would be the last time anyone heard her voice. As midnight drew close, Springfield's teenagers drifted from one party to the next, music spilling into humid air. Suzie and Stacy made quick stops, promising friends they'd crash at one house, then another. But each house was packed. Couches were full. At 2 a.m., they decided to do something simpler: drive to Suzie's house on East Delmar Street. It was quiet there, safe, familiar. Sherrill had already gone home. The porch light was on. They would shower, sleep a few hours, then meet friends the next morning for a trip to Whitewater, a nearby amusement park. A normal plan on a normal night. And yet by dawn, nothing about this night would be normal again. Morning came softly over Springfield. By 7:30 a.m., sunlight painted the neighborhood in gold. Friends began to wake, get ready for the water park, and wait. Stacy didn't call. Suzie didn't show. At first it felt like teenage lateness. But as the hours stretched, worry crept in. 2 of Stacy's friends drove to 1717 East Delmar Street to check in. Both of Suzie's cars were parked outside. So was Stacy's. Through the living room window, everything looked still. The front door was unlocked. The dog, a Yorkshire Terrier named Cinnamon, barked frantically inside. On a table near the couch lay 3 purses: Suzie's, Stacy's, and Sherrill's. Inside, car keys, money, cigarettes, things no woman leaves behind willingly. But there was something else. Something small that felt wrong. The porch light globe was shattered, bits of glass scattered across the step. One of the friends would later remember sweeping those shards away, wanting to be helpful. In doing so, they may have erased the only physical clue of the night. Within hours, more friends arrived. Then relatives, then police. Each person stepped through the same door, moving cups, picking up phones, turning lights on and off. Unknowingly, they contaminated a crime scene that had yet to be declared one. On the kitchen counter, an answering machine blinked. One message, strange and disturbing, witnesses said, played briefly before it was deleted. To this day, no one knows who left it or what it said. The phone rang again that morning. It was Stacy's mother, Janice McCall, calling to check in. She was told, "They're not here." Confusion hardened into dread. By afternoon, police arrived to find no forced entry, no struggle, no blood. Just 3 missing women and a trail of vanishing time. Detectives fanned out across Springfield. Within hours, the missing trio's faces appeared on flyers stapled to telephone poles. Helicopters circled nearby woods. Volunteers combed fields. But the leads were thin. Neighbors reported nothing unusual, no screams, no suspicious vehicles, except one faint recollection: a green Dodge van parked near the house that night. A man inside was said to have been seen watching the neighborhood. He was never identified. Inside the home, investigators looked for any trace of struggle. A half-smoked cigarette in an ashtray. A bedsheet slightly askew. The clock blinking from a brief power outage around 4 a.m. Small things, but nothing solid. The theory emerged: whoever came to that door was either invited in or knew exactly how to enter quietly. The investigation soon expanded far beyond Springfield. Reports came in from Arkansas, Oklahoma, even Florida. Supposed sightings of 3 women matching their descriptions. All false. Detectives chased dead ends and psychic tips. They brought in cadaver dogs, hypnotists, and national media. The case appeared on America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries, giving it nationwide exposure. But fame did not bring answers. By 1993, the case began to congeal around rumors. One centered on a local convicted kidnapper named Robert Craig Cox. Cox, serving time in Texas, claimed he knew the women were dead and that their bodies would never be found. Police pressed him for proof. He offered none. He later recanted, then hinted again. Like everything else in this case, his words dissolved into uncertainty. Another rumor involved a man who did repair work at Sherrill's salon. He had access to her home phone number. He, too, was questioned and released. There was also a construction site on the edge of town, a theory that the women's bodies had been buried beneath a new hospital parking garage. Ground-penetrating radar scans decades later revealed anomalies under the concrete, but excavation never followed. No definitive proof, only echoes. Months passed, then years. Sherrill's tidy little house on East Delmar grew quiet, curtains drawn, yard overgrown. It became a place frozen in time, a ghost house in a living neighborhood. Detective after detective would stand in that living room, look at the 3 purses on the evidence table, and whisper the same question: how can 3 people simply disappear from a house like this? Cinnamon the dog had long since been rehomed, the furniture removed, but the air, locals said, still felt charged, as if the night itself refused to fade. For the families, hope turned into endurance. Janice McCall, Stacy's mother, became the face of the search. She printed flyers, gave interviews, organized vigils every June. In one televised plea, she said, "We just want them back. We don't care how. We just want them home." She visited psychic after psychic, detective after detective. Each time she came back with nothing but the echo of her own voice. Sherrill's relatives kept her beauty salon open for a while, hoping she'd walk in one morning, keys jangling, smiling the way she always did. Susie's friends moved away, married, had children. But every so often, a stranger would stop them and ask, "You were her friend, weren't you? Did they ever find her?" And the answer would always be the same: no. "30+ years later, the disappearance of the Springfield Three remains one of the most baffling unsolved cases in American history. More than 5,000 leads have been logged. Every major suspect has been investigated and cleared. Evidence boxes fill a small archive room in the Springfield Police Department. Dust on top, open wounds inside. In 2019, the FBI and local detectives reviewed the case again, digitizing files for modern analysis. DNA from cigarette butts, hair strands, and unidentified fibers were resubmitted for testing. No match, no closure. Today, the original house still stands. It's privately owned, quiet, ordinary. Yet visitors say it feels colder than it should. They walk past that front porch and remember. 3 women, gone without a sound. What could have happened? Theory 1. A targeted abduction. Someone known to the women, perhaps a client of Sherrill's salon, came by late, lured them out, forced them into a vehicle. The lack of struggle supports it. Theory 2. A home invasion gone wrong, staged to look voluntary. Maybe one woman woke up, the others followed, all subdued before they could cry for help. Theory 3. A serial offender passing through Missouri who saw opportunity and struck swiftly. Some point to similarities with other abductions along Interstate 44. Women who vanished from their homes in the early 90s. Yet none of these theories answer everything. Why were 3 taken without noise? Why did no one see them leave? Why did that one phone message vanish before police could hear it? Every explanation eventually unravels. What remains is absence. A hole in the map of Springfield that no amount of searching can fill. Every year on June 7th, candles still burn in Phelps Grove Park, near the old house. Neighbors gather quietly, some too young to remember 1992, but old enough to feel the chill of the story. They read the names aloud: Sherrill Levitt, Suzie Streeter, Stacy McCall. 3 names that have become one. The Springfield Three, forever linked, forever missing. Sometimes, on those anniversaries, Janice McCall still attends. Now older, her hair silver, her eyes steady. She tells reporters the same thing she's said for 30 years. We're still waiting. We still believe. To investigators, the Springfield Three case represents something almost mythical: the perfect disappearance. No forced entry, no ransom note, no witnesses. A total erasure of evidence within a suburban home. Experts studying the case say it triggers a primal fear that safety is an illusion, that you can be surrounded by neighbors, locked doors, and still vanish between heartbeats. For criminologists, the house on East Delmar is a textbook paradox. Too quiet to be random, too random to be planned. For families of the missing everywhere, it's a wound that never heals. In recent years, renewed attention and digital sleuthing have brought small sparks. An independent journalist uncovered old storage unit photos belonging to Sherrill. Among them, receipts and phone logs from her salon, perhaps revealing who called that week. Another researcher used mapping software to track patterns of missing women along nearby highways. No breakthroughs yet, but hope persists. The Springfield police still list the case as active. The FBI's VICAP database keeps their profiles visible. urging anyone with forgotten memories to come forward. Someone, somewhere, might hold the missing piece. A conversation overheard, a vehicle seen at 3 a.m., a rumor never repeated. If walls could speak, the house at 1717 East Delmar would whisper 3 names and 1 question. Why? Imagine it. The faint smell of Sherrill's hairspray in the air, the hum of the refrigerator, the glow of that broken porch light bulb. Somewhere between 2:15 and 3 a.m., something interrupted the rhythm of that home. A knock? A voice they trusted? A sudden fear? Then, silence. By dawn, the house was untouched and hollow. The only witnesses an anxious dog and a blinking answering machine. Because of their case, Springfield's community awareness of missing persons changed permanently. Volunteers organized search and rescue teams. Protocols were rewritten for preserving potential crime scenes. Families of the missing across the Midwest adopted the Springfield Three as symbols of perseverance. Television specials, podcasts, and documentaries have kept their story alive, each generation discovering it anew. Teenagers watching old footage and realizing these women were not so different from themselves. It's the human connection that endures. A mother, a daughter, a friend, all gone within one breath of normal life. 33 years have passed. New houses have risen, roads repaved, memories dimmed. But somewhere in this city, there's still a porch light burning. For them. Maybe the truth lies beneath concrete. Maybe it rides inside the mind of someone who still walks free. Or maybe it's lost to time itself, buried under years of dust and silence. What we know is this: 3 women left behind everything. Wallets, cars, pets, plans, and never came back. The world kept moving, but Springfield never really did. If you drive past East Delmar tonight, you might not notice the house. You might see a normal street, kids riding bikes, sprinklers ticking across lawns. But to those who remember, the air still hums with the question that has haunted a city for 3 decades. Where did they go? If you have information, no matter how small, contact the Springfield Police Department or the FBI VICAP program. Details are in the description below. After all these years, even one memory could bring them home. And if you light a candle tonight, let it burn a little longer for Sherrill, Suzie, and Stacy. Because somewhere, in some unseen ledger of the universe, someone still owes them an answer. This was the Springfield Three, Gone by Dawn. Before you go, if mysteries like this leave you searching for answers, you're in the right place. Every week, we uncover the untold stories, the strange disappearances, and the echoes left behind. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, so you never miss the next mystery. And when this video ends, stay with us. Click on the screen to watch our previous investigation. What's really happening in Madeleine McCann's disappearance? It's a story that redefines what we think we know about one of the world's most haunting missing person cases. Because sometimes, the past isn't finished with us.